This video was to capture repair of the battery, replacing the batteries on the white DJI Goggles, which I assume is similar to the Racing Edition ones as well. It didn't quite go as planned, but I've captured this information anyway so you can see. There doesn't seem to be many videos on YouTube or anywhere about replacing the batteries and why it's so difficult. We're just told that it can only be done by DJI. Well, it could previously, but now they don't replace them, so we're kind of a bit stuffed. But anyway, hope this is useful. Cheers. Okay, so original goggles. Batteries are located at the back on this thing. So the foam sections, to get into it, you got to pull the foam sections off here, just using like a blade to get to the back of them, to pull them off. Same on the back section here. And then what was the funnest bit was getting this off. So this has just Phillips head screws securing it, but then it's very strongly glued onto the inside of here, because one of these edges has a little indent, so you can't really see it too well there, but there is an indent on one side, so you can get a blade under there and just carve around. You can just lift from one side and make your way around to the center. Do this side as well, so you've got both sides of one end prized up, and then you can work it around to the other end and it pops off. It does take a bit of effort. And then these little metal sections here, they're too thick to fit through this end, so you have to undo this to get in there, and they're held on with a spring over a stay, and then you can pull them off. So and that's where I'm getting to. I'm nearly up to the compartments themselves, two 11.1 volt batteries that I'm going to replace in there. This is supposed to be only replaceable by their service agents, and it is a bit of a dog of a job, but it is doable, of course. So yeah, I'll make another little clip once I've opened it up fully. So something interesting with these little panels here is that they have two Phillips head screws, and then the rest are star fixings. So this battery just popped straight out. It's got a little bit of adhesive on the back as well, and I think this cover here, which forms the channel for these extending metal sections to go into, that's just stuck with adhesive on top, I believe, as well. I can't imagine they've done it any other way. So I'll pull them off now, and hopefully these are batteries that I can actually purchase, because they're very, very specific sizing for this channel here. So yeah, we'll see. So that section came off, no problem, just popped off. Now I've got the second battery out. It's got a little bit of a control board of sorts on there, so I'm going to take off this white plate. Oh, hang on, that ribbon actually goes through the white plate. It should be alright once I detach this thing. Then I should be able to separate it all and line it up for reassembly. Guess we'll find out. Well, this is unfortunate. While I was trying to rip off the white plate, it came to, and then the ribbon just tore straight through. So that kind of stuffs up this repair unless I can get that replacement ribbon, which, going by the parts for these goggles, that's not going to be an easy thing to get, but I'm really not sure. I'll give it a try, but I'll tear down this bit as well and just see how it's looking in there. Now these cells look pretty generic actually, so I imagine we should be able to get replacements for those, but let's see what this is like once we get the top off there. So this connector's not too bad, like getting, you know, the replacement batteries soldered into that would be okay. The real thing that's stuffed me is this ribbon, you know, and because it's a custom ribbon, yeah, I wouldn't even know where to get that from. Just had a look on Alibaba and online and the forums, whatever, and yep, doesn't look like it's a part that's really up for sale. So if you do attempt this, I guess that's probably the Achilles heel. Just be very, very careful when you're, well, I did it when I pulled this section off the battery that was in that part of it, close, you know, attached to the ribbon. So if you're very careful and you can get this off, what would you do? Yeah, no, you should be right. You can still get your batteries out if you're, again, very careful, and you can pull these tips off, solder them back on, and make sure that obviously they're just the right dimensions to fit in there. I can put the dimensions in the description of these batteries. So yeah, soldering these tips or whatever, split your, you know, your twin and solder it on. And then assembly. Probably the only part of reassembly that concerns me at this point is just how fiddly it's going to be to get these springs back on. I think, you know, getting those, I'm not sure if you put them over this, you probably put them through the metal section and then slot them over that thing, but then it's got to stay on there. Maybe even a dab of glue or something just to hold them on that little stay receiver while you get the plastic cover on. Yeah, it's a bit of a bugger actually. I was really hoping to get these up and running again, but I think I'm kind of, without that ribbon, it's going to be a challenge. In hindsight, the way to do it is this ribbon just pops straight out, so that would come to, you know, very nicely. I've seen another video actually about the crimping of this ribbon leading to heating, and, you know, poor charging or no charging or whatever, and that could even be the case with what happened with this one. I'm not sure. It was just a heavily discharged battery, so yeah, may have had something to do with it, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, if you are doing this, pull this ribbon out first, because that's pretty friendly, that one, there's no issue with that, and then take out the whole section here, and then you can work on your battery at this end after taking the whole thing out. I was trying to do it with all, you know, sitting in there because I wasn't convinced that this connection was going to come to. Yep, good luck. This is the battery pack here, and it's actually a 3.8 volt, so nearly 9 watt hour, 3.8 volt for single cell, and I'll put the dimensions in the description, so if you are lucky enough to find a replacement for it. So final thoughts on this little thing is that this point here, where the ribbon wraps around the section of metal, this is very much designed as a failure point. So if there's any force applied to that, pop, off she comes, and good luck getting one of these ribbons. This is very much designed so that you cannot replace the batteries. They're going to make it as difficult as possible, and possibly, well, likely have a break with this failure point. So if you are going to try, just make sure that you protect this thing as much as possible. You know, maybe, yeah, as I said before, unplugging that, pulling out the whole section, you're going to have the battery pack sitting off here, and then figure out how to remove the top connector of the battery pack and go from there. Good luck again.